Hi everyone. I am recording this vlog in my car. Kind of a strange place to be recording it, but that's where I'm recording it. I know it's been a few weeks since my last vlog, and I'm sorry about that. I ended the last one letting you guys know that I would be letting you know which meds I decided on starting to take for after January or after New Year's in 2014. So we decided on Avonex. And like I said, all medications are injections. So we decided on Avonex. It was 1 injection a week. So it was a little bit more invasive having it once a week. The rest of them were like every second day or 3 times a week or every day, different things like that. So we decided to start on Avonex. So we decided, and the first injection was to be January 31st. So we had to have a nurse come in to show Nathan how to do it, because the first 4 injections were syringe injections, and they needed to be done in the shoulders. And of course, I couldn't do anything like that myself. So a nurse came in to show Nathan how to do that. And my goodness, Nathan was a pro. I didn't even feel the injections. The first injection was only a quarter dose. So it went up every week. So it was a quarter dose, then half a dose the next week, 3/4 dose the next week, and a full dose the 4th week. So the first dose, quarter dose, it went really good. Like Nathan, like I say, he's a pro at doing injections. What happened? Oh, yeah. The nurse had to stay for about half an hour to make sure that I had no reactions to the medication, like no swelling or anything like that. I did end up reacting to it later on that night. What happened is I was laying down and I got the chills, and that's one of the side effects, is chills and flu-like symptoms. Excuse me. So I got the chills, and so I was laying down, covered up, and I needed to go to the washroom. So I sat up to go to the washroom, and when I sat up, I ended up falling over to the other side. And it was really weird. Like, I just had no control over that. I just ended up falling. Thankfully, it was still on my bed. And the only other issue that I had is I did start to dry heave quite a bit. That lasted for about an hour. And yeah, it was a pain, but thankfully, all the injections after that, the next 3 were really good. The 4th one, I ended up waking up the next day, and Nathan had a taekwondo tournament that he was supposed to go to. Well, needless to say, he didn't make it to that. We ended up spending the whole day, or the whole morning, in emergency. what happened is when I woke up, I felt wonderful. I felt great. I, of course, need to go to the washroom like you do every time you wake up in the morning. And so I was walking through my bedroom to go to the washroom. And all of a sudden, I just fell over. It was really weird. I don't know why. I don't know how. I just ended up falling over. And I landed on the only drinking glass that was sitting on the floor at the time. And I ended up breaking it and cutting my leg. And cutting it bad enough that I had to call 911 and go to emergency and get stitches. So that wasn't the greatest thing. Ended up spending most of the morning in emergency. And the ER doctor sewed me up 6 stitches. And then I was like, well, my knee is tender. And I had fallen in 2000. That's it. And I ended up getting stitches right across my knee because I landed on a curb. And that scar started to hurt. And so the ER doctor sent me for some x-rays. Only to find out I had embedded glass. So, needless to say, the next day, I had an appointment to go for minor surgery to have the glass removed. I wasn't impressed with the ER doctor. She was very impersonal, wasn't very helpful. It was the nurse that actually came up and told me where I needed to go. Yeah. No, I will, if anything like this ever were to happen again, which it's not going to, I would not go to the same place. I would go someplace else, and I would definitely be asking for x-rays first. So, yeah, the doctors who did the minor surgery were plastic surgeons. They were awesome. And it ended up that I ended up having 2 layers of stitches, about 20 stitches each. I did ask the doctor once. I said, so would have the 6 stitches been enough? And he gave me a look and he said, well, it would have healed. Well, yeah, of course it would have healed, but probably would have healed like my other scar did. This one, you can barely see it. It's so nice. And they did an excellent job. He found, on the x-ray, it showed all pieces of glass. And he found one about the size of a nickel right under the skin. And he was really baffled that it was there. But anyways, as far as I know, he took out all the shreds or all the pieces of glass. So that's good. It's healing it healed very well. So I'm very happy about that. Then the following week, the nurse had to come again and show Nathan how to, and myself, how to do an auto-injector because all medication was in an auto-injector after that. And the only downfall is to do the auto-injector, it wasn't as easy as I think it should have been. I would have had to use 2 hands to push the button. So Nathan was still doing my injections, and those ones had to go into the thighs. This medication had to go into the muscle portion of the thighs, the arms, it was most of the medication, it was into the soft tissue. So that's what we decided on, was the Avonex. I'm just looking to see if I missed anything. The nurse came to show us. So, I did go back to work, of course, as I said in the last one. I was doing pretty good. I was still fixing stuff from June when I was off at our inventory time, which is the end of March. So I was still fixing stuff up to that point. And that was a pain, because it would have been okay if they wouldn't have done some of the stuff that they did. But I won't get into that. I did work some extra hours for inventory. And that was all January, February, and March that all that happened. And April and May went okay. And the meds were still going okay as far as I knew. My MS doctor decided not to make a decision on whether the meds were the right ones for me until I was on them for a full year, from MRI to MRI. So I had an MRI in November of 2013. So they wanted to wait until November of 2015 before they made a decision. But all in all, up until that point in time, everything went great. I had a few relapses, but nothing really bad. Nothing, to write home about, as the saying goes. So, I guess that'll be it. And I will tell you what happened in 2015 in December, when I saw my MS doctor again. And I will tell you what happened in the next one. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope that this helps somebody in some way. We will talk to you in the next one. Blessings to you.